We pray for the safety of our children at school and at play.
I'm here representing the PTA and the general membership at GW Carver Elementary School. We urge the City of Coral Gables Commissioners, the Miami-Dade County School Board, and the Miami-Dade Board of County Commissioners to take action to prevent the project from moving forward and find a suitable replacement. This gas station does not honor our heritage as a 120-year-old school.
Benzene is a cancer-causing toxin that is emitted from gas pumps. The CDC recommends that children not play near due to the increased risk of childhood leukemia. It has been shown in countless health studies that there is an increased rate of childhood obesity in schools located next to convenience stores. The proposed plan is extremely dangerous for children walking to school. As an emergency physician, I see children hit by cars in this scenario.
All of this has been mentioned, the Department of Health and Human Services, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, some of so many institutions that have executed the studies that show such close proximity to benzene levels to a gas station is not acceptable.
I want to announce that we have 30 more people that wish to speak. We have a time certain at 9:30 for our legislative priorities. Shall we take that first? We have our lobbyists here.
I don't know that you should interrupt the public comment. I think.
I agree. I would just keep going with this.
I'm concerned about the increase of, traffic, the safety of our children, and the fact that they will be selling liquor.
I think my main concern also has to do with the process in which this was undertaken.
We expect transparency and public involvement in decisions that affect so many children, which makes it quite surprising to me that you began today's meeting with a prayer for the safety of our children in schools, and yet you have done nothing to uphold that promise or that prayer.
We've been at this for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Let's finish.
Yeah, when I wrote this legislation, the whole purpose was to hear the public.
I also began a petition, over 850 signatures, because this is a magnet program, and this brings in parents from all over the county, and the traffic would be horrendous.
Please pay particular attention to the location of the entrances of the gas station in relation to the existing school crosswalk.
Across the street, there's already an apartment building getting built, and that's going to build more traffic to US 1.
The City Commission is not taking any action relating to the approval of this project. For the record, and given the terms of the settlement agreement, I want to make it abundantly clear that legally what occurred this morning was simply a number of people addressing the Commission during the public comment portion of the meeting and does not constitute a public hearing. In that settlement agreement, there were many terms. The city would waive all permit fees, expedite approval processes for the site modifications, and no further public hearings would be held. No mailing of notice was required. With regard to environmental, all requirements, as I stated, must be met by the agencies that regulate those requirements.
And Florida is one of the more progressive states in having had the more stringent requirements for the environmental policies for gas stations.
Another concern that has been brought up is the concern of public safety.
We don't anticipate any issues with this going forward.
This reminds me of Merrick Park and the parents at the Coral Gables High School, how Merrick Park was going to corrupt their kids, flunk out because of the distractions, and nothing happened. I mean, it's a wonderful facility. It's across the street, smack across a more narrow street than this thing is, and I understand the parents' concerns, but I think they're totally unjustified. What is required at this point? No action?
Nothing, sir. Nothing is required.
Chairperson for the School Community Relations Committee on Zoom that wanted to speak on this.
Okay.
The reason this issue came before the School and Community Relations Committee was it was brought up to our attention by parents and members of the community. And this was the first we heard of this issue. Miami-Dade County Public Schools has no record of any notification on this issue. And yes, there are signatures by members of the community surrounding the school in support of it. The question is, why was the school, the parents, and the students' opinion not taken into account in this matter?
I'd like to make a comment, if I may.
So we cannot have a public hearing.
I'm not having a public hearing. I'm just speaking. But I don't like to, frankly, BS residents about what the options are. When the truth is that with the decision has been made and that taking any other action would violate property rights, expose the city to legal liability, and breach a settlement agreement. We work very closely with the principal of this school. We care about this school. We care about these children. We care about their safety and their future. And the suggestion that we would ever approve anything without consideration for the children who attend this school is not only wrong, but it's incredibly offensive.
We don't pass things and we don't agree to things that are harmful to children.
When we do provide notice within 1,000 feet,
it's courtesy.
Right, but do you provide it to non-single family establishments or non-residential as well?
You provide it to all property owners, which is why a letter was mailed to Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
What does it hurt? It doesn't hurt. Maybe sending out a notice to the superintendent's office, because I had a very interesting conversation, a very difficult conversation with a school board member, and she feels that the school board was not properly notified, and there is no issue with more eyes on a project.
Yes, there is in this case.